This video is sponsored by Cyxus, and today I'll tell you why you should shop for their products and how they helped me. Seriously though, they really did help me. Alright, so here we have a blue light testing area. You can clearly see the mark from the blue light. Blue light's extremely harmful for you. It can reduce your sleep quality, give you headaches, and also strain your eyes. Me and my brothers used to call that video game sickness from when we'd stare at a screen for too long. But here with Cyxus, we can play video games all day, all night, and forget our homework. Alright, so here you can clearly see that it's blocking the blue light. Just like how it'll block your eyes from, well, the harmful rays of blue light. Here in their website, which you can find in the description, they have a variety of different styles, prices, so you can pick the one that suits you. So yeah, just check them out. It'll also help me a lot too. Alright, so thank you Cyxus for helping me work longer hours without feeling like The Walking Dead. Bless you. Hey, how's all my nuggets doing? So, your first step is, by the way, I already edited other things on here, but you can see that I left the eye completely untouched. So, we're going to use the line brush, which, by the way, please don't ask for it. You could find it in the description, just follow the link. Alright? So here, we're just going to give him a little eyelash and also just make that space between his eye a little bigger. And we're just rounding up it a little more. Then we're selecting the base color of the eye. And we're filling in all of the other colors. Unless you already have a drawing, then you don't need to do these extra steps. Alright, also there is timestamps. If I don't forget the timestamps. If I do, then someone please comment it. I'll pin your comment if you say it. But if I already have timestamps, then no need. We're making the outline just a little thinner by going over it with the base color. Also, it's okay if your base color goes onto the eyelash a little bit. We're gonna fix that. So you're just gonna select the color of your eyelash and then just go over it. Then with your base color, you're going to create a line so that it goes underneath that eyelash that you made. Why? I have no idea, because I like it. And you can also play around with your magic wand settings. We just want to make sure that we get all of the base color of the eye and that we don't have this extra little thin strand that just isn't selected. So yeah, even if it goes a little bit over, that's okay. We're just going over it so that the entire base color is selected. Alright, so then we're getting a lighter version of what our base color is. In this case, since it's brown, we're going to be using like an orangish yellow tan thing. And then we're getting a darker color and putting it at the top. The lighter one at the bottom, the darker one at the top. Alright, remember you don't have to use you don't have to use brown. You can use like blue or green or any colors, as long as you know how to pick those colors. Then we're using a more saturated version of our base color and just kind of dabbing it in on the bottom. And then a brighter version of what was our original saturated color. You know, so if you have red eyes and you're gonna make like that kind of pink or something like that, you know. So now we're getting our soft shading brush. We're selecting the darkest color that we had and we are just moving around the rim of the eye, and we're doing the same with a brighter color. And then we're getting an even brighter version of that so that it's a little more visible. And we're getting an even darker version. I keep clicking that because my screen is a little small since I cut it in half so that it can be a little more visible when I'm screen recording it. Then we're putting a little bit of a tiny pupil right there. We're going to be blending the light color and the dark color, like so. And now we're creating just a little highlight up there. You can make it come from the left or the right side of your eye, just make sure that it's at around like the top. Dude, I am like so tired. Why am I tired? It's 11 a.m. Alright. So then we're using that bright color to just add little strokes, like little highlights just around the rim of the eye. And then at the bottom of the eye, we lower the opacity of our brush because we don't want it to be like a solid color. Then with that bright color, we're going in and putting like just a little more details and highlights and such. And on the pupil, we're also putting a little highlight. And then with the dark color, we are making kind of like a bit of an oval that's surrounding the pupil but gets cut off at the bottom. And then we're making a line across and darkening it a bit. Kind of like a shading that just goes over the iris. Yeah. Alright, then we're going to make another layer. I have no idea why I said it's a clipping. It's completely unnecessary. Since, you know, to my voice just crack, it just cracked. So this layer is on add. We're using a yellow or an orange since our eye is brown. We're creating a little light at the bottom of the eye, and then we're kind of going over all those little highlights of it to create more like profound, visible shadows. I mean, lighting. My god. Am I even fit to make tutorials? Like, I keep slipping up on my word, guys. We're just surrounding like the outline of all of our highlights. We're giving our highlight a highlight. And just going all around the iris and making it all glowy and pretty. Usually I would like give an explanation on why I'm doing this, but you know what? It's anime. There's not really a reason aside from the fact that it's pretty. So another layer, we're setting it to add, and we're getting a white. For the white, we're just putting little highlights around. Doesn't necessarily have to be white, but I like the white color. Also, please be careful not to overdo all these little sparkles. I know that a lot of people, they just add it all over the eye, and it kind of makes their eye look really weird. So yeah, you can also add little sparkles and stuff. It's probably not really noticeable from far away, but I like to waste my time on unnecessary details. Yep. And again with an orange or a yellow, we're going over the top of the eye with a little bit not saturated. Like, I mean, it is saturated, it's just the opacity is lower. And then we are creating little cuts, which is supposed to be the shadow of like the eyelash or anything that's around it. And then you can see we have this like pretty little highlight thing. Welcome to my SMR where I'm gonna be yawning. No, I was kidding. Alright, now we are merging every single thing down. So that we're just gonna be covering up that gray with some white. Then we're getting the blur tool, and do not blur your entire eye. I see people doing that, which kind of defeats the purpose of giving your eye detail anyway. We're only blurring the rims of the eye, okay? Only the rims. I repeat, do not blur your entire eye, only the rims, please. Alright, then making a new layer, setting it to multiply. Completely unnecessary to do clipping, but it's just out of habit that I clip everything. And then we're just going over the entire eye. I forgot what the name of the eye white was. I just call it eye white, man. Then with the darker blue, we're going over it, and then also with the pink. We lock the layer and we go over pink a bit. I don't think there is any pink in real life if you look at it, because it's supposed to be like light scatter, but you know what? Whatever. This isn't realism anyway. So then we're just cutting off the shadows so it's not on the face and only on the eye. And then we're also getting rid of all of the multiplied layers on the highlights so that your highlights are nice, clear, and visible. We're merging that down, making another layer, adding it to add, and then we're getting the airbrush normal. And then we're just doing some red. I use red no matter the color. Like if I'm doing a blue eye, I still use red, okay? So we're just brushing the eyebrow, the end of the eyelash, and the middle of the eyelash. And then we're getting a different brush, and we're just making these little highlights. It might look messy from up close, but zoomed up far away, it's not really that noticeable. Also, we're just tracing the rims of the eyelashes just to make things look like it pops out a bit more. It's okay if it's a little messy. From far away, it's not really noticeable. What's messy is kind of, I don't know, it looks a little more organic or something. So we're just going in with the yellow color, creating more highlights. That's a little bit more noticeable. I have no idea why I flipped it. Now we're creating little lashes at the bottom. If you don't want your character to have bottom lashes, that's completely fine. By the way, this is a boy OC. Boy OCs can have very pretty eyes, you know, okay? So don't go saying like her eyes are so pretty. It's a guy, alright? I mean, I don't know. My OC's not alive anyway. It's an OC, so it can't be offended anyway, so like, it doesn't really matter. And now we're just going with the white and keep on adding those highlights. So you see, we're just doing layers of highlights. First a red, then an orange, then a yellow, then a white. And then creating a new layer. Setting it to overlay. Using a really dark red or a black. It doesn't really matter on overlay. And we are just adding little touching details around the corners of the eye, in the middle of the eye, and then we're using a yellow just for the bottom of the eye to bring out some more highlight and such. Then we're using a yellow to bring out more highlights, and then you can see there is a bit of a difference. It brings out a lot more colors. I just like it. A new layer. On add, we're going to be using the airbrush and tapping around on all the highlights just to bring things out a little more. By the way, I have a new mic. Did anyone notice? If you did, then great. If you didn't, then I guess I just wasted my money. It wasn't a lot though, so it doesn't matter. It's just a little clip-on mic. So after merging all the layers, we are done. Alrighty, I know everyone's really impatient for all the contest results. I'll be posting them soon, alright? I'm just gathering it from YouTube and everywhere. Alright guys, I'm really tired. I'm gonna go make some more bagels because #bagels are life. Yeah, thanks for watching this tutorial. Feel free to tag me in Instagram or YouTube so that I can see your results. Alright everyone, thank you so much, and don't forget to get some Cyxus. Alright, see ya!